You are watching another season of the NASCAR Thunder 2003 Custom Season. If you remember, I did a couple shorter-ish seasons of races on NASCAR 2003. This time around, the races will be the same length as NASCAR Inside Line, about a quarter percent of the normal distance. It'll be an actual custom schedule this time. Wreck frequency, aggression, and pit strategy will all be turned to the max in terms of racing settings. Before we get into racing today here in the shootout, let's take a look at my paint scheme. Here. The Sea Buffaloes-ish colored Windcraft Sports Chevrolet. If you have a particular group of colors, or if you want me to represent a cause or a business or have any paint scheme ideas, please feel free to suggest them throughout the season. Your design may be featured in a race. Just pick the colors, design. The sponsors will stay the same. Colors, design are yours. If you want to change sponsors, you can do that. And why don't we begin a new season on NASCAR Thunder 2003? So, as you see, I kind of went for a different-ish for a theme for this race. Muppets versus Looney Tunes in the Daytona Budweiser Shootout for this event. You can kind of see the cars on the screen. Track record was obviously that famous 210-mile-an-hour run set back in February 1987 by Bill Elliott. As you see the track stats, this massive 2.5-mile facility will seat 168,000 people, and the very first race at this magnificent speedway was in 1959.
MRN is live in Daytona Beach, Florida for today's NASCAR Winston Cup action in the full shootout. When you look at this field, it's going to be hard to pick a winner in this one.
Now, this is always a great race. Each driver has earned their spot by being a pole winner, which means we're in for some fast action. What better place to be than right here at Daytona?
Kyle Petty started racing in the Winston Cup Series back in 1979 at the age of 19.
You know, there's a lot of pressure on drivers in NASCAR. You've got to believe it's even heavier when your last name is Petty. So to come out and start banging fenders with these guys at age 19, you got to admire that.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Here are the rules on the screen for this race, which the Budweiser Shootout field will consist of every pole winner plus past winner of this race and past Winston Cup champion from the previous NASCAR season. Each driver must make a 2-tire pit stop under the green flag during the 17-lap event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. As you see, the Labonte brothers are on the front row.
Starting out front are the Kellogg Chevrolet and the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. Starting in row 2 will be the Dodge Dealer UAW Dodge and the Lowe Chevrolet. In row 3 are the Maverick Ford and the 26 car. In row 4 are the UPS Ford and the 17 car. Rounding out the top 10 starting spots are the Dodge Dealer UAW Dodge and the 55 car. The 6th row has the GM Goodwrench Service Plus Chevrolet and the Rubbermaid Ford. In row 7 are the Kodak Chevrolet and the Dale Jr. Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 8 are the Ganassi Racing Dodge and the 43 car. And in row 9 are the Zenko Ford and the Mark Martin Ford. Starting in row 10 will be the Ganassi Pontiac and the Windcraft car. In row 11 are the UAW Delphi Chevrolet and the Tampa Auto Parts Chevrolet. In row 12 are the Altel Ford and the Target Dodge. Row 13 finds the DuPont Chevrolet and the Tide Ford. The 14th row has the Valvoline Pontiac and the Home Depot Pontiac. In row 15 are the GM Goodwrench Service Plus Chevrolet and the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge. Starting the race from row 16 are the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the Caterpillar Dodge. Row 17 has the Woodbine car and the Motorcraft Ford. Starting in row 18 will be the America Online Chevrolet and the One car. And finally, starting from the middle of the field will be the Team Rusty Ford and the Bam Racing Dodge.
There you see the 38 drivers that will be competing in today's Budweiser Shootout here at Daytona. Terry Labonte in the Wile E. Coyote Chevrolet will line up next to brother Bobby Labonte with the Coca-Cola Polar Bear Chevrolet on the outside, or Pontiac, I'm sorry. Coca-Cola Pontiac on the outside. One of 2 drivers in the field today wearing their Coca-Cola paint schemes. Tony Stewart is the other one. Not sure. We'll get a shot here again at his car. Dylan Murway will start today in 20th. Tony Stewart will start all the way back in 28th. Kevin Harvick in his first Budweiser Shootout will line up today in 11th. Kurt Busch will line up next to him in 12th. Earnhardt Jr. will line up today in 14th. Looking to race against his father for the first time today. Pace car is off. Terry Labonte leads the field down to the line, and we are green here at Daytona. I'm telling you, they don't teach that chop in driver's ed. Dylan Murray came right in front of Jerry Nadeau to pick up a draft as Mark Martin slows up already off turn 2. And see Schrader trying to make something happen on the outside lane in that first group. Tried to look under Jeff Burt in the 99. Sorry, Earnhardt Jr. in the 8. Not better of it. Tucks up in the line behind the 19 of Mayfield. Terry Labonte will lead the first lap. Dylan Murray trying to use Jerry Nadeau and maybe work with him to the front. Get his machine to the front. Dylan Murray on the inside, 3 wide for a moment. Ooh, he's getting a little dicey. Here comes Ken Schrader to pick up the 121 of Dylan Murray. The new team out of Greeley, Colorado, is a late entry into the Budweiser Shootout. He picked a random draw and starts today in 20th. Looks like Terry Labonte is leading. Terry Labonte was shuffled all the way to 5th in that initial mix-up there. A little bit of shuffling up front. It looked like Kurt Busch couldn't tell if he was trying to peek out behind his teammate or stay with his teammate. But either way, that didn't work out well as they're still stuck in line. I'm really trying to almost push Kurt Busch up to the front. I believe this will probably come down to strategies. We've got a car on the wall. And it is Jimmy Johnson. Jeff Burton's into the wall. There's a crash behind him. Everybody checks up. And we stay green. So now at this point, pitch strategy is going to have to be of major concern after that small stack up. Burton gets turned into the wall, and Jimmy Johnson gets loose, smacks the wall. Jeff Burton checks up in the accordion, and he gets hit from behind. And then Jimmy Johnson also gets hit from behind. So big jam up separates the first 9 cars, obviously being led by Bill Elliott's teammate in Jeremy Mayfield. I had to check if that was right there. Dylan Murray trying to maybe use Bill Elliott as a drafting partner almost. There's 9 cars up ahead. And Bill Elliott is trying to get into the top 10. And Dylan Murray is trying to maybe use the 9 as a drafting partner to get up to the front. Maybe close that 10-second gap between Dylan Murray and the 4 car of Mike Skinner. Looks like he thinks better of it. There's 1 car on pit road that has broken off from that lead group of 9 cars up ahead. And it looks like the 4 car of Mike Skinner was the car that pitted. And a whole host of cars will join him this time. Remember, this race is no points, so logically this could come down to whoever wants to win this race or whoever wants to be paying the repair bill on Monday. Newman to the inside. to pick up Bill Elliott, who is trying to work with Dylan Murway to get to the front. Dale Jr. has now entered the mix as well. 3 young drivers on the outside lane, Bill Elliott on the inside lane, as they are continuing to catch the leader. Ricky Rudd is now taking the lead from Jeremy Mayfield. Dylan Murway is now 10 seconds back from the 26 of Joe Neiman of Todd Bodine, driving for Haas Carter Motorsports. Earnhardt Jr. with a run on the inside. Newman tries to go with him. Can't really seem to stick the edge and the nose in there. Almost comes up behind the 121. And now it looks like there's going to be cars heading to pit road very shortly. And they'll let the cars roll in. Here comes 2 flag pit stops. Comes green flag pit stops. And remember, drivers can pit anytime as long as it is under green flag conditions. And that's a 2-tire stop there for the 121 team. Nice little splash of fuel, and they are backing away. Dylan Murway was just put a lap down by Ricky Rudd. As he falls to 32nd place, being passed by Dale Earnhardt. And as Dylan Murway will continue to blend back in line and get some of his momentum back at least. We'll settle back in, hopefully, for the home stretch of this race as we have, in the second half, several cars have officially made their way onto pit lane. Here comes Ricky Craven with 55 from Bobby Hamilton. Trying to draft with him. Dylan Murway trying to keep the 2 behind him to hopefully get a train going to work to make their way to the front. Bobby Hamilton is currently the only driver for Andy Peachy Racing right now. He had a win in 2001. As Elliott Sadler almost made contact with the 121, and unfortunately separates Bobby Hamilton from Dylan Murway. Cars continuing to blend back in line. Dylan Murway attempting to look for a drafting partner that'll stay in line. He's blocking that 32 car, though. I'm not sure how long, if I was Ricky Craven, I'd put up with it. Being blocked left and right. Dylan Murray trying to pull a draft off of Jimmy Spencer. Driving the animal-themed car. As I'm sure he's probably riding with Animal, who is banging on a drum set inside his car. While Jimmy Spencer says he never forgot the time he went to a Sting concert. I got a dry throat. Trying to maybe stick a nose under 41 Spencer. And it looks like Dylan Roy will almost have the spot. Dylan Roy, with enough momentum, is holding himself in front of the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. 4 laps left in this race. Keep in mind, if we do have drivers that did not follow that 2-tire rule, they're out. Their results will be disqualified. So, not sure about the strategy there of all the drivers. But that's also a factor to keep in mind, too. A driver may finish mid-20s or almost in the 30s, but if a bunch of drivers don't take that 2-tire rule, the driver that finished 30th could end up finishing in the top 10. With 3 laps to go, a group of 6 being led by Dylan Murway and Jimmy Johnson, racing each other pretty aggressively. And Dylan Murray and Jimmy Johnson make contact, and Johnson loses a lot of traffic. As the group settles down to 4, we got 3 Chevrolets and 1 Dodge. 1 Ford, 1 Chevrolet, 1 Dodge, and 2 Chevrolets. Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr., and Ricky Craven checked up as we have reached the 2 laps to go marker. Dylan Murray trying to squeeze behind the 41 and Jimmy Spencer. Unfortunately, it kind of took Sadler out of contention there in the 21 as he had to check up. Making our way out of turn 4, we will see Kevin Harvick will see the white flag in hand here at Daytona. Very first start for the young rookie who is tapped to unfortunately replace the late Dale Earnhardt in 2001. But a promising start for the young rookie, driving the Tasmanian-themed paint scheme, which ironically mimics the driving style of Dale Sr., as we got a crash in the tri-oval with Elliott Sadler. We do stay green. There's a car on pit road. Can Kevin Harvick hold off Dale Jarrett? And more importantly, will everybody keep their finishing positions because of that mandatory 2-tire pit stop rule? Checkered flag is out. Kevin Harvick is currently listed as the winner. As the field comes around, Kevin Harvick is the official winner of the Budweiser Shootout. Jeff Burton darted into the wall in that early highlight, causing everybody else to check up. That was pretty much the only highlight of this race. Take a look at the unofficial results today. Qualifying was a random draw, keep in mind, so you'll see a lot of names all over the place. Kevin Harvick wins today's Budweiser Shootout. Dale Jarrett finishes second. Bobby Labonte finishes third. Ricky Rudd will end up finishing fourth. Matt Kenseth will finish fifth. Terry Labonte will finish sixth. Mike Skinner will finish seventh. Todd Bodine finishes eighth. Jeremy Mayfield finishes ninth. Ryan Newman will end up 10th. Bill Elliott finishes 11th. Dale Earnhardt finishes 12th. Sterling Marlin finishes 13th. Michael Waltrip will finish 14th. Jeff Gordon will finish 15th. Mark Martin will end up 16th. Rusty Wallace will end up 17th. Johnny Benson finishes 18th. Earnhardt Jr. will finish 19th. And Kurt Busch will finish 20th. Jerry Nadeau finishes 21st. Ken Schrader finishes 22nd. Jeff Green finishes 23rd. Dylan Murray will finish 24th. Jimmy Spencer finishes 25th. Bobby Hamilton finishes 26th. Ricky Craven will finish 27th. Jimmy Johnson finishes today in 28th for his first Budweiser Shootout. Tony Stewart finishes 29th. Kyle Petty will finish 30th. Ward Burton will finish 31st. Shauna Robinson, 32nd. Steve Park, 33rd. John Andretti, 34th. Casey Atwood, 35th. Elliott Sadler, 36th. Jeff Burton, 37th. And Robbie Gordon ends up finishing on the rear of the field in 38th. Stay tuned for the Gatorade Duels and the Daytona 500.